Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, this is interesting. Marvel confirms the first three release dates for Phase 7 in 2028. I'm like, are we up to Phase 7? Now, Phase 4 was the MCU, which didn't go over very well with the predominantly male fan base, a lot of whom are a bunch of misogynists. I guess we went into Phase 5 after that. So what's Phase 6? I don't even know. But we've got Doctor Strange 3 in February 2028, 4 5 in May 2028, and X-Men Reboot November 10, 2028. So I think, are they really going to... Of course they're going to reboot the X-Men, because that's all they do, is just reboot things every 10 years, and they wonder why no one cares, why they can't, maintain a fan base, because they keep, alienating us every 5 or 10 years when they throw out everything that we've, grown to, like and appreciate and grown attached to and familiar with. And I think generationally doing this is fine, like every 20, 25 years rebooting stuff, but every 5, 10 years, that's ridiculous. It's just churn. It's just content just being produced and reproduced, and it's like, well, we've done that now. Let's just start again. I mean, look at the Spider-Man films. The first three films, amazing, iconic, brilliant, and then 2 years later, they had basically done another Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, and people didn't really accept him. They didn't really take that on, and didn't really do well, and they ended up failing to finish the trilogy. Only got 2 films. Now they waited a little bit more time and did a better job with the sort of link to the MCU, Tom, I forgot his name, Tom Holland version. That was better received and has done really well. But they really failed with the second one, and they probably would have been better just not doing that and just skipping like a generation and then going to Tom Holland, because you really need time for the people who were into that, and for that to be their character, to sort of, age out and then pass it on to their kids, basically, or move on, as opposed to feeling like, where's the next film in the series that I was committed to, that I've spent a decade or so watching? It's like, oh, that's gone now. Here's the reboot. Here's the new character, and everything's done again. Nothing that you watch matters. Oh, it's just a multiverse. It's another version. It's a new universe. It's just really, it's too much, and they really need to just stick to the universes that they're in, stick to the actors, stick to the timeline, and do what Star Trek did, which was be consistent for 30 years. Before, of course, they ended it and created an alternative Discovery universe and just that whole mess. But yeah. So at least we know what the first couple of films are. I'm not quite sure what Phase 6 is. I'm guessing Phase 5 was what we just had. That finished with the Thunderbolts. Maybe the Thunderbolts, I don't know. I need to look at what the phases are. But I just thought that was interesting. I just saw it then when I was looking at my phone, but not much information, just dates. Now they've pushed back Secret Wars and Doomsday, which I guess that's part of Phase 6. And everyone's speculating that it's going bad. They need more time because they've screwed it up, and at least they're smart enough to see they've screwed it up. This time they're actually going to try and reshoot, or not reshoot, but finesse everything. And there's talk that that's what's happening with Fantastic Four. The talk is that it didn't do so well, and they're doing reshoots 2 months away from release. There's also talk of Superman not doing so well, and they've cut out 25 minutes of James Gunn's awful humour, and they're trying to de-goofify the film, which hopefully is true. And they seem to realise that Gunn's approach isn't really what was going to work with people, so they're trying to fix it. And I don't know if it's possible to fix a film after it's been made, basically. You need to catch that early on, so but we'll see when it comes out. But I mean, the most disturbing thing about it is the promotion. It's all about James Gunn. There's literally a comic where they've got James Gunn on the cover with Superman, and he's bigger than Superman, and he's in the front, and Superman is they're standing back to back, but he's sort of behind him. And there's other promotions, he actually had himself animated and put in the creature series, I can't remember what it's called. It was the animated series that technically started the DC universe. What a great way to start off a new universe with an animated show no one really knows about or cares about. But yeah, he had himself animated, put himself in that. You know, he wrote Crypto in because he has a dog, and he wrote Crypto to be like his dog because it's all about him, and it's just how he sees things, and it's basically just James Gunn as Superman, which is kind of disturbing. The only positive things I've heard is people saying, well, it's kind of light and so forth, and it's going to be more fun. And I'm like, no, it's going to be a joke. Now, maybe they're saving it. Maybe they're editing all that out, and it might actually be decent. But I still don't have any faith, and I want it to fail. I hope the lawsuits hold and they can't, release it all around the world and it fails, and we don't have to worry about a sequel, and James Gunn is gone, and they actually start all over again with someone who can actually do the job.